Indeed, from Pembrokeshire, just approaching 25 minutes past 11 right here on Thursday's Daytime Show. Pinch Punch it is for the first of the month. I cannot believe we are here in May already, but it means many, many things. First and foremost, lots of wonderful food and drink festivals. We've got Hammer Food Fest on Saturday, the Whitland Street Food Festival on Sunday, and then we need to do something about those additional calories. And what better way than cycling from Cardiff to Tenby? The CarTen 100, it is back, and we are delighted to be official media partners, and we will be there at the finish line bringing everybody home at Tudor Square in Tenby. It's quite the spectacle, and I'm absolutely delighted to have Peter Palmer with us, the event organizer, Morgan from Noah's Ark Charity, one of the main recipients of the CarTen 100, also James Cordell from St John's Ambulance, and also he's backstage. We can't pull him in right now, but he can type to us. We've also got Colin Jones, who was a beneficiary, really, of a life-saving task from St John's Ambulance and various other people that helped save his life from the Velothon cycle event in Cardiff in 2018. Absolutely remarkable. So we'll be talking more about that as well a little bit later on, just to really enhance the safety aspect of what happens when you do such an incredible endurance challenge like this. First and foremost, Peter Palmer, event organizer, thank you for joining us here on the show today. It's always so good to catch up with you.
Oh, good morning, Toby. Yes, lovely to be back. Thank you for inviting me.
Oh, no, pleasure. I just can't believe next weekend the CarTen 100 is here. Only feels like it was a couple of weeks ago. We were in Tudor Square.
It comes around very quickly every year, and it accelerates as we get closer to it. I mean, you can imagine my in tray is full of queries, questions, what's going on, how are we doing it, But that's what we're used to. We're kind of used to that by now.
I love how you said it's probably full, meaning you're avoiding looking at it for this morning anyway.
I can see it at the top of my screen.
You just see the digits going up and up and up. I mean, the CarTen 100, it's just such an incredible event, prestigious in the sportive calendar. I mean, lots of people do it for training. Lots of people do it to tee up for the long course, for Ironman. And some people just do it for fun.
Oh, very much. I mean, I think what we're really good at is we're good at bringing people who maybe not cycled for years or never had done anything particularly significant. It gives them a chance to have something to aim at. 100 miles is a big number, but it's doable if you're willing to practice. So we get a lot of new riders. And I've got to say, I think it's really impressive. A lot more girls than we used to have. When we started, there was really it's all middle-aged men, the classic mammals. Now it's not. Now we have a lot of all sorts, all ages, and a lot more girls. And they're really nailing it. It's impressive. The guys train for the Ironman and the long weekend and the other sportives. But more importantly, I think they just like to come back every year and just have a more relaxed day out. It's not a race. We're not timing anybody. And you go one way and you end up in a fantastic place. So what's not like?
I mean, it is great fun. Like you said, there's no pressure on there. It isn't a race. And I think this has probably lured a few people in over the years, from cyclists of penny farthings. I mean, that one still sticks with me. We've seen, multiple tandem bikes. It really is just quite the sight, really.
Yeah, we have. I'm not sure about the penny farthing. I think we might have one penny farthing this year. Steve, who has done it many times. He's not doing it this year, I know. We've got the triple tandem again. The dad and daughters we had already.
Oh, they were amazing.
Yeah, and we've got, I think, at least 3 tandems. We've got a guy with a pilot who's isn't up to cycling himself, so he has a pilot on the front, and a couple more. I spoke to somebody yesterday. Their mum and dad are doing it on a tandem. It's encouraging people to have a go and get going. I think it's fantastic.
And what is incredible is people are going to these lengths because of supporting so many other people. The amount of money raised for charities is phenomenal. And one of the major beneficiaries of that is Noah's Ark Charity. And I've got Morgan joining us from Noah's Ark here this morning. Morgan, great to have you on the show. Thank you ever so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me again this year. We're delighted.
Yeah, what a pleasure. I can't believe, again, it's been 12 months. And I mean, I love seeing you at Tudor Square in Tenby. You just bring the noise and the sass. It's just great to see you and the team there. And the CarTen 100, going to be another cracker for you.
Absolutely, yeah. We're so excited. We've almost doubled our sort of base as well this year in Tudor Square. So we've got so many more volunteers who'll be joining us at the finish line, which we're really, really excited about. We're in our 5th year, I think, isn't it, of being the headline charity. So we're delighted for really excited for another really exciting weekend.
Yeah, it's going to be brilliant. It'd be so good to see you there. I mean, what does an event like the CarTen 100 mean to Noah's Ark?
I think the partnership we've developed over the last 5 years with Peter, with Maddie, with the CarTen, it means so much to us as a charity. Having that event on the calendar for our supporters is amazing. It's an iconic cycling event that our supporters love and look forward to year on year. And I think the fundraising total that we're at now for the last 5 years is, I think, just under, I think, £230,000. So
Wow.
a life-changing amount of money for the Noah's Ark charity, and to raise that is just absolutely incredible. So yeah, and it's just an opportunity for our supporters to get involved in an event. Like one of our youngest riders this year is 11-year-old Tal, who's raised nearly £600 so far.
Oh, I love that.
And yeah, just being able to get our community involved and tap into the community down in West Wales as well. So yeah, really excited for the weekend ahead.
And this is what I love about the CarTen 100. An 11-year-old cycling from Cardiff to Tenby. I mean, an 11-year-old is usually in the back of the car, on their iPads, listening to music. No, I'm going to cycle for Noah's Ark. I mean, it's an incredible challenge.
Absolutely. And Tal is actually has been a patient as well of Noah's Ark, so there's that personal connection as well there. So yeah, we're honoured to have him, and can't wait to cheer him over the finish line in Tudor Square.
And Noah's Ark, it really is one of those charities that you kind of really don't know that it exists to a level of degree. You kind of know it's there if you ever need it, but you don't really understand how supportive, how life-saving it can be when your children are in need of that care.
Absolutely. And the Noah's Ark charity and the Children's Hospital is the only children's hospital in Wales, and it treats 90,000 children every single year. And it, as you said, it's it's a charity and a hospital that you wouldn't know was there unless you absolutely needed it. So yeah, it's a wonderful charity to work for, and yeah, feel really privileged to do so.
Oh, I could imagine you do such an amazing job. And of course, the safety is absolutely paramount of all of the cyclists, getting them from Cardiff to Tenby. And one of the many volunteers on the day from St John's Ambulance is James Cordell. Thank you for joining us here on the show, James. Always good to catch up.
Yeah, likewise, Toby. Thanks for having me once again.
It's a busy period for you coming up, isn't it? With lots of events, these sporty, the endurances, over 100 miles. There's a lot of dehydrated, a lot of hot and sweaty people coming into Tudor Square, and you just make sure that they get over that line safely.
Yeah, definitely. It's a very early start and normally quite a late finish, but definitely a really exciting day, and it's always really nice to be part of. I tend to pick up most of the route as part of my volunteering duty. So I start off the day in Baglan and end up in Tenby. Wow. So not quite all of it, but follow the majority of the route and the majority of the riders. And it's always a really nice atmosphere, stopping off at some of the stations along the way where people are having a rest and having a chat with people about why they're taking part and all of the different charities that people are raising money for, which is always really nice to hear.
Yeah, it is a very special event. Sadly, Colin couldn't be with us on the interview. But I mean, it just goes to show really how important it is to have St John's Ambulance, to have first aid available at this event. I mean, his life was literally saved at the Velo in 2018 after he collapsed. Incredible.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So Colin is one of our supporters who is taking part in the CarTen this year. We were really fortunate to provide some really critical life-saving assistance to Colin back in 2018 when he was taking part in that Velothon cycling event that you mentioned in Cardiff. So not only us, but also other emergency services, but St John made a really critical life-saving sort of intervention really for Colin, and he's really sort of pleased to be paying that forward now and taking part this year to raise some money for us. And I know he's doing a really sterling job of doing that, and his total keeps racking up day by day. So it's really, really great to see, and also really sort of heartwarming to have those stories from people who want to come and do something to give back for all of the work that we do to help save lives across Wales.
Yeah, it is very special and wonderful that Colin can give back. And interestingly enough, he said to us it happened at Caerphilly Mountain, and that's where the St John's paramedics and the ambulance stopped when he actually had his heart attack. Went into cardiac arrest. I mean, you know, I've done the Velo when it was there, and I mean the road closures were amazing. But that Caerphilly Hill, I think it was Tumble Hill as well. I mean, it was. You know, the inclines are like that. You know, it was such a difficult route with the CarTen 100. You know, okay, there is some inclines, but overall it's relatively flat and it's enjoyable for a lot of people.
Yeah, definitely. And I think the biggest thing for us is just making sure that we are always there. You know, even if people don't need us. You know, Peter knows we've worked with Peter for number of years now to provide the first aid and medical cover for the event, and 100%, even if everyone reaches the finish line without absolutely no problems whatsoever, having us there and all of our volunteers just as a safety precaution to make sure that if anything does go wrong, you know, we are there just in case, basically.
Yeah, 100%. Whether it's just a sticky plaster or a bottle of water, they do such a grand job, Peter. And it's amazing, you know, the organisation that goes into this. I mean, bringing so many different people together. I know it's always a great relief when the event has yet again had a huge tick box. And I mean, you know, it's been a remarkable journey for you and the team. You know, it started off as just a very small group of people.
Right.
And now you have thousands of cyclists making their way from Cardiff to Tenby on the 10th of May.
Oh, we do. And I think... going back to what James was saying there about the St John's, I'm mostly in the square, so I start I do the start, and then I have to hurtle down to Tenby, put the arch up, and get it all set up. You see me arrive.
Oh yes, we're waiting for the arch to go up. Like Peter's here, great. We can get the tunes pumped now, and as soon as the arch goes up, we can get the power in.
But I've noticed we were in the town square, and St John's have got an ambulance in the town square usually with their volunteers and medics there, and actually. I think the most useful thing they've really done for us is not riders, but actually people in the town fall over, have all kinds of things gone. And there they are. They've instantly got some help. And I always think, well, there we are. These people, they're not riders. It doesn't matter. We can provide some help. I don't care who they are. If you're getting help straight away rather than waiting for the NHS, which has got to get all the way from wherever the ambulance station is, it's a great thing. So yeah, so we really appreciate the St John's. They have an amazing habit of being. Something will happen. They have a habit of turning up. I don't know quite how it works, but they seem to be covering a very long ride. They seem to cover it very well, and I really have appreciated it. And last year we certainly appreciated their help. So they're great. But as a ride and an event, yeah, it's fantastic, isn't it? And I think you gradually build these relationships. St John's, you know, our relationships with charities like Noah's Ark and things. It's good. So this year we've given some places to different charities. There's two charities we've given places to who would rather not be on the radio. They're One's about is young men's depression, and the other one is to do with epilepsy. But they would rather not be on the radio, which is fine. But you know, we like to support as many things as we can. We have our main charity, which the riders can aim for, and we steer them that way. But also, if our riders want to support whatever charity they want, whether it be for cancer or it be for childcare or for sports, we don't mind. We're not a charity ride, but we are a ride that supports charities, and I kind of like it that way. And it gives people freedom to do a lot of good.
Yeah, it really is incredible. It sounds like there could be a full-time gig for you there in Tudor Square, just looking after people there, James. Colin's actually managed to join us. We'll bring him in right now. Hi, Colin. Welcome to the Daytime Show on Pure West Radio. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Toby. Nice to meet you all. Sorry for the little IT hiccup, but I've changed offices now, so I'm in our operations office. Hopefully you'll be able to hear and see me now.
Yeah, fantastic. No, we can certainly get you on the screen. Most important thing is we can hear you. I mean, Colin, just briefly, I mean, how amazing is it to have St John's Ambulance at an event like this? I mean, they literally saved your life during the Velo.
Yeah, of course. You've had a brief of what St John's does and what they do for events like the CarTen. As you probably explained, I was on the old Cardiff Velothon, which left Cardiff, went through Usk, over the mountains of Caerphilly, then back to Cardiff after quite a few miles. And yeah, I mean, I'm an ex-footballer, been fit all my life, and things like what happened to me on that mountain was very strange. So I felt very dizzy. I stopped my bike. Literally no strength in my legs, no strength anywhere. Just felt weak. And so I sat down on a pavement by a bus stop, and within minutes, St John's paramedic turned up and literally checked me all over and so on. I said, I'm fine, I'm continuing. He said, no, you're not. In fact, even took the bike off me, so I couldn't go anywhere. So it was quite a shock. They said that you've had what at the time was a heart problem. I thought, well, yeah, it's a big mountain, and because you have a heart problem. Then within minutes, ambulance turned up and they checked. They said I've had a mild heart attack, which is unbelievable. St John Ambulance then took me to the Neville in Abergavenny. They were absolutely brilliant at the time. And without events like the CarTen, or in those back then was the Velathon, without St John's, the likes of me on a bike, or anybody at a football match, or anybody in sporting event, or any event, would really not be where I am today. So it's
incredible. Yeah.
And, yeah, this is why I'm raising money for St John's. Last year I cycled from Vietnam to Cambodia for the British Heart Foundation. So
wow, wonderful.
I put my bit back.
Well, it's great to hear that you're fit and well, Colin, and all tickety-boo now. Thank you for sharing your story with us here today. Absolutely amazing. Peter, thank you ever so much for joining us here on the show, to the event organizer of the CarTen. Also, Morgan from Noah's Ark Charity, and James Cordell from the wonderful St John's Ambulance. Thanks all for joining us on the show today. We can't wait to see you on Saturday the 10th of May. It's going to be fantastic. The CarTen 100 is here. It's fully committed, but you can still pop along and show your support. It's going to be a belter.
Planning your next holiday? Ocky White Travel has the best destination.
Fabulous superstar.